What's going on, Button Mashers? I'm Mr. Gamer. Welcome to the Start Button Review. The Nintendo Switch trailer was just released and it already has hundreds of thousands of reviews already. So let's get right into this, shall we?
Now, there seem to be two USB ports on the left side of the docking base, so I'm guessing that's probably where controllers are going to be charged or anything like that. Now, and we also see that if this is the docking station, where exactly would the port be? Would it be on the bottom and then it would recognize that, okay, yeah, you're in, or is it censored or something like that for it to recognize that, now things will be projecting over to the bigger screen? These are just one of the many questions that this left me with. This leads me to another question. Does the system itself have a suspend mode? And then just how quick would the response be from docked in the system to, snatching on my controllers and switching from on the go? Because that would have to be some pretty powerful equipment, but without the tech specs, just kind of talking into the air. Now, notice that in the video, the game ran just a little bit slower than it did on the dock. Now, would it be just with this game? And then also, how much does it take to actually play portable? Is it depending on like the powerful game like Breath of Fire, or is it just with every single game you're going to be running a little slower? Things aren't going to be as powerful, which I am fine. I'm expected to lose something if I'm no longer docked into my powerhouse, whatever. But I really want them to be upfront with that, because if I have the expectation of, 60 frames 1080p when I'm on the airplane or whatever, or in the bus, and I don't get that, I'm going to be pretty pissed. Now, yes, and yes, and yes again to mother humping cartridges. Bye bye discs. I am very happy to see this. I can now see how they can put such a large game like Breath of Fire on there without some type of Blu-ray disc that probably only has a capacity of like 8 GB. Like, I have SD cards and my 3DS that has more memory capacity than a Blu-ray disc. So I would love, 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 love to see that particular feature on the actual thing that I will hopefully be buying sometime in March. Though, on the other hand, I can also see how that might lead to some less than optimal people possibly pirating the video game. But I'm hoping that none of my button mashers, none of you would ever be thinking of pirating video games. That would be terrible. Terrible. First, let me mention that it's wonderful that though the system is compact, I can't necessarily call it small, they can still fit a headphone jack on it. Who knew? Secondly, I know the specs in space that Skyrim takes to run on Catherine, my own computer, which leads me to a question. Is this game going to be running at its best as an HD quality all the time, or is this just a trailer doing what trailers do best, which is to tease us and lie? We'll see. I can see how holding the controllers like that might be a little bit awkward, but if I can get that sort of set up at my desk, where I just, prop the, prop the system up and, have my controllers in my hand and just go, I think that would be great. Another thing is, will it be possible that the Nintendo Switch have Bluetooth? Because we see the gentleman have his headphones in, though we can't necessarily see the cord or anything like that, but whatever, this is a trailer, I'm going to let that go. But will this device actually have Bluetooth? Could I be wireless in every aspect? Wireless controllers, wireless headphones on my wireless, high quality gaming console, playing Skyrim, on my commute. Could I really do that? I think that if they can have Bluetooth on this, that would be great. Let's hope for it. Now, again, I really feel like they're possibly teasing a suspend mode. I mean, the gentleman docked it in, he took his controller, and the game popped right back up on the bigger screen. It obviously, once again, it's a trailer, but there didn't seem to be any delay with it. He just went bam right into it, no problem. I really hope we as real consumers get that. Now, the two pictures right here really show at least the accessories that this system will be having. Like, you can attach it to the back seat of the passenger's headrest, and you can, slide it in and then play it. But I got kind of, I got big hands. I just really don't see myself using that tiny the little tiny side controller. I mean, if I could bring my pro controller and, connect it however it is going to be connected, oh, that'd be great. But I feel a little weird with that tiny controller that I feel like I can just, completely grip and smother in my, huge hands. I like how they show off that this system can really be played anywhere, in your hands, on a flat surface, bus, train, boat, whatever. They really make it easy to, switch. Oh, come on, that one was coming, and I've only got more of them later. Now, I don't mean to harp on this, but I love the local multiplayer aspect that they're giving here. Like, two of these Nintendo Switch systems are close to each other and they're playing NBA 2K. It's just, even with these gentlemen's hands, the controller just seems kind of small to play a complicated game like NBA 2K. And mind you, I use the word complicated loosely for a sports game, but regardless of that, it's still a wonderful thing, local multiplayer on your system. It's just, small controller, big hands, but they have other controller options. So, leave it at that. Now, I'm not exactly sure what the name of this Mario game will be, but it looks beautiful. I like the mix of like Mario 64, Galaxy, and like 3D world feel that it gives me. I can't really say much more based on the camera angle that you'll have behind Mario. Typically, it's, more so above than behind. But because it's like this, I really feel like it would possibly be more like 64. But, like I said, it's at least still very, very pretty. It definitely has that going for it. Not quite sure what more it would have, but excellent. Look really nice and crisp. Now, honestly, that's what I call a hot swap. That is what I want to see in my gaming. I want to be able to play it on the big screen, and if I want to go someplace, I can just do it. It's just boom, fast, go. Now, obviously, trailer editing, blah blah blah, whatever. That was nice. That was smooth, and it was like, instantly from the big screen to the tiny screen. Give me that. You keep that up, Nintendo. You're looking good. One of my favorite games, Splatoon. Now, since we see this on the Nintendo Switch, is it going to be ported over where you have a Nintendo Switch cartridge? Is it going to be where there are some games that were on the Wii or the Wii U and then maybe the Wii that you can then download onto the Nintendo Switch system? Like, how is that exactly going to work? And then, if you can do that, what's the internal memory of the Nintendo Switch? How expandable is it? Questions. And now this is what I believe Nintendo really wanted, to be this established in the pro gaming world, not just with Smash, but with a whole system that is smaller and easier to transport than a PS4 or an Xbox, but then to be at this level where you have thousands of people watching these people play, but on the tiny but powerful Nintendo Switch system. I think at this point, Nintendo really just threw down, and they threw down hard. I really want them to keep it up. It's not enough to say, yeah, we want to do this, but then you don't do anything that actually shows that. It's at this part in the video that I'm not sure a lot of people's eyes got to. And it's a particular sentence in both English and I believe that's French. Graphics and features are subject to change. What they're presenting in this video is amazing. I think that what they can do with this system it is phenomenal. Note my words, what they can do. Because there might be some things that they won't do. They might be adding things that we don't know about. But the thing is that everything that they're showing us can change. And that doesn't mean to say that Mr. Gamer isn't supporting Nintendo and he's just, another Nintendo hater. No, of course not. But I've been on the hype train way too many times, as I mentioned before in my reviews, where I was on the train and I was at the front of the train and then we either crashed into a wall and I was like, what's going on? Or I was just really, really burned. And I would hate for anyone else to be burned by anyone, especially someone who you would think would be as loyal to you as Nintendo.
Now, I don't want that last little bit right there to be the last thing that you take from this video, because the Nintendo Switch does look like it could be a really good gaming console. It really does. I just have so many questions because of this trailer. Like, power, both in the aspect of the performance of the processor and battery, because obviously it's going to be able to play Breath of Fire and Skyrim. How well? And then, like I said before, are we going to be losing that when we're portable? And when we are portable, how long can we be portable? Like, what's the battery life we're talking here? And then battery life leads to how big the battery is, and how big the battery is leads to how much it's going to weigh. And if this thing is going to be portable, you don't want it to weigh too much. You see where I'm going with all these questions that are eventually going to have to be answered. And I know that they're going to be answered in time when we get the technical details of exactly what this system will be able to give us. But that's just kind of where I am right now. Will I be buying it? Most certainly. I already have a lot of my money already going to be properly allocated into some gaming stuff. But it's how quickly I will be throwing my money at it, which is the proper question. And right now, I'm on the train. I'm already well on the train. I'm not in front of the train at all. But let's just say I got on a few stops before. Um, Still going to be something I'm definitely going to be taking a look at. Make sure you follow my Instagram to follow any updates with that, because with Instagram it goes to Facebook and then it goes to Twitter and then everything else. So yeah, but yeah, that's basically my thoughts with it. Um, like this video, comment, subscribe, all that other general YouTube stuff, and yeah, that'd be about it. Mr. Gamer signing out.